Yo, hello everyone. This is Anime Monday, and we are here with Azuki Roundtable, rambling about everything. And as usually, I want to check if we are live right now because we have some difficulties with X all the time. Let me share in the chats also because today we have such an important and very unique episode. So let me send it to chats to the guys. And
We're
we
gonna
will.
be we're gonna be manifesting a portrait for Sansa today. If that happens, that would be really wild.
Let's go.
I mean, hey, there's a first time for everything. I got horrible luck, but if you guys can fix Min, I
I
am.
have horrible luck as well.
Yeah,
So, minus and minus giving a plus.
yeah.
Hello, everyone. Elin, hi. I'm sending link to all chats so you guys can join. Talk with us, ask your questions and everything. And as usually, I want to remind that Azuki Roundtable is a weekly live stream for the community, with the community, where you all, if you're a holder of Azuki, if you're a TCG player, can jump and talk with us about your projects, about your interests, about your mood, vibes, everything basically. So today, I'm running this live stream for a year, and today is the first time when not me who invited a guest, and the guest is Zagabond. So Lost invited Zagabond, and I know she wanted to interview him. So probably I will pass mic to her and just relax here, listening you guys. Hi, Lost.
Hello, I'm sorry. Also, guys, if you're hearing like some background noise, I'm sorry I couldn't fix it before we started the stream because I'm not the tech person that takes care of my streams. It's my husband, and he's putting my daughter to bed, so he can't come and help me. So we're just going to survive today. Um, but yeah, I invited Z because I've always wanted to like ask him so many questions, and then but then he's very busy and so he asked if we could do Monday, and then I was like, well, might as well do it at Azuki Roundtable and like do it with like Ira and whoever else wanted to join. And now Sansa's going to be ripping packs while we're talking about Anime Expo and the launch of the TCG, and I'm so excited. I know Ira is also super excited because I know she really wanted to ask like Digital about how like Anime Expo went, but now we're just going to ask Z, so Digital can just take a break, I guess, or like he's fired. I don't know.
How is he right now? Oh my god, he's just went so quiet. This man is work hard. We love
He's
digital
grinding. He's
expo.
grinding.
He's grinding really hard, and I mean, we saw like all of you guys were grinding for like Anime Expo, and like Corey was there, and we were like the people who were unfortunate and couldn't come. Were like kind of like we saw Corey working at the booth, and he was like helping people, and he was like packing stuff, and we were like, our goat is out there helping people and checking them out.
He was everywhere. He was because he's based in Phoenix, Arizona, and then he drove to LA to be with the team before Anime Expo, and then after Anime Expo, I went with Corey to Shanghai to our manufacturer to work on some future cards. He then flew back to Seattle because he had a trip with some friends, and then he came back to LA for a meeting with another manufacturer on Monday, drove back to Phoenix, and then drove to South Carolina for that convention. So yeah, we're all grinding here. Everyone is just doing a phenomenal job and working super hard. So I can't say enough good things about the team.
It is visible. It is visible, even like on the stream, I see how people before were pretty cold. It was hard to get in contact with someone because the mood was completely different. And right now, people want to join themselves. They want to talk. They want to be closer to the community, and it's pretty cool to see. And of course, it's all your guys' work. And yeah, you definitely did a lot in case of community, and everything that you're building is super inspiring. And you see like vibe changed completely on the timeline since you launched TCG. Like everyone is super bullish again, everything is super kind again. I hope it will last long. But we have manga soon, so we'll talk about this. But let me say hi to this crazy ADHD friendly camera guy, Sansa. Your camera is moving.
Yeah, no, look, this is what happens when you like decide to upgrade your laptop too much and you don't know how to work it. I have not touched the camera settings since I got this laptop, and for some reason, this is the default by Apple when you get like this super like high tech laptop. It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I don't know how to stop it, and I don't know how to control it. So that's my
Dude, this is
bad.
when you like catch the Charizard before you're at that level where you can control it, and it's just doing crazy shit. You know?
It's when you find a super high secret location and your Pokemon are only level 10 and you have to battle against level 40 legendaries all of a sudden. You don't know what to do with it. But yeah, man, I'm good. I've honestly just been spending my time waiting for my third child to come into the world, which is happening in a few weeks. So my very pregnant wife is still working and she's moving like she's not pregnant at all. So we're doing well over here. But yeah, I'm excited to be here. I did not expect to be on the same stream as Zagamon. I would have respectfully bowed out if I'm being honest, but I didn't want to be rude. So I'm just gonna, but I will say this. I just opened a Spirit Keeper box. This is my first time opening it.
Oh my god! Let's go!
And I had no idea you get all this. Like I've been very absent from the timeline, but I had no idea you get all this, man. This is awesome. I've never been more tempted to try to learn a game that I just like. It's mostly because I don't have time, but like if I had a little bit more time, I'd be all over this like by like weeks ago. And you guys have made the content look really cool. I mean I even bought a second Lady Emberheart winter card, a second one. So I have two of these
That's
now.
one of my favorite cards. It's sick.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I might get another one for grading, and I also have this little that I haven't opened yet, the special set collection from Anime
There
Expo.
you go.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah.
This is so dope.
But I
everything.
also have this that I'm ready to open up and get to work on while Z is dropping some alpha.
Rip
Look
it.
at that. Yeah, just rip it all at
Nice.
once. But yeah, it's been really cool, man. Z, you guys have been making it just as cool as an experience for collectors, honestly. For people who are just wanting to been, it's a little bit more cutthroat with Ray bidding the floor up every other day. But other than that, we're we're doing our best out here, man. It's been really cool. Thank you.
No, look, you don't need to have like a lot of time to learn the game, because we played with digital, I think, half an hour, and I learned everything and I won him. So
Okay. Yeah. I have to play while my kids are not home. Otherwise, I get about 5 minutes best. So if you guys want to do a 5-minute fast-paced game, I'm in. My kids won't bother me for at least 5 minutes. I at some point I can guarantee that. But yeah,
That's what she said. Let's go, 5 minutes.
I usually play when my daughter goes to bed, and like that's the only time I have time, because it's like during the day it's like impossible. I can't. But it's so
Yeah.
much fun, Sansa. You should really learn. I played with digital too, but I lost. So
yeah. Well,
You played with fire deck.
no, I
Oh,
played with
water.
water. Mm-hmm.
listen. Don't start with the trash talk. You're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. All right. You're not gonna win. It's
Look, I can challenge you.
I'm gonna stay respectful here for Z. Okay, you're just not gonna win. Okay, let's just stay there. Okay. Nah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to today's talk. But I'm gonna go ahead and rip this one. I bought scissors because my hands hurt a little bit. I got soft hands today. But imagine it's the first pack magic right here. It's just gonna go straight to the back. Oh, nope. But I do like this card. I will say this. I really like if I there's one card that wasn't super legendary, it'd be this one. That would be a favorite. Um and then is the Beans Mentor one in here? No, it's not. But the Beans Mentor one is my favorite of the newer cards. That one's it's pretty cool. You know.
How many packs you ripped yourself?
Oh,
Surprisingly, not that many. Maybe like 3 boxes. Is that a lot? I feel
No.
like some people have gone through like way more than that.
I've gone
Yeah,
through nine,
not
man.
that many.
I've gone through nine. Come on, come on. You can step it up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's we'll leave the fun to you guys.
Yeah.
I was also going to ask, do you play the game yourself?
I have played. I'm not competitive by any means,
Okay.
but we had a couple of sessions with the team
Mm-hmm.
where the TCG guys taught everyone. We had some drinks, played a few games, so it was fun. But we really made sure that the game has to be fun before we decided that we're going to launch this thing. So it took a lot of iterations, play testing, but we finally got to a point where we think that this game is actually really fun and it's easy to pick up for new players relative
Very
to some
easy.
other games out there. But if you really want to get into it, there is a lot of depth, and for people that want to compete, you can all nerd out. And if you join the Discord, you have people talking about strategy, deck lists, and all this cool stuff. So yeah, I think it's a good combination of easy to learn but also hard to master.
I
Yeah.
the
Oh wait, give me a second. I will answer to Ju. Ju, yes, of course you can join. I send the link in the chat. I think in the garden, so you can join. Yeah, go
I was
through.
just going to say, it was just very interesting because I played online with one of the fire decks, and I understood what everybody was saying, that they're like super toxic and like really aggro, and I really loved it. And then then I played with like a water deck, and I was just like, I don't like the water deck at all because it makes my brain hurt, and it's like, but I think the beauty of the game is that I was able to, like Ira said, I was able to pick it up really quickly, and it reminded me personally of like Hearthstone, so I could like connect like logic to like Hearthstone, and like understand what was going on that way. And I
Hmm.
think the only people that I've kind of heard from that, like maybe it's not like maybe fun for them, was people that usually play Magic the Gathering. But I think that Magic the Gathering is like a more, like let's say one of the more niche games in the TCG realm. So it's like a more complicated game. But then that Azuki is placed kind of like somewhere in the middle. Like it's easy and fun to pick up, and it's going to be that way for like the majority of like the audience, instead of being overly like technical, maybe like Magic the Gathering. Is that like a fair assessment?
If there's any like TCG players listening, I feel like I think Magic is the first ever trading card game. They invented this whole category. So by pure player count, they might still be the biggest trading card game right now. I think Magic and Pokemon are one and two. And over the years, though, I think a lot of Magic players, because it's been around since 1993. So it's been around for a while. People have come and go, and there's new formats being, invented. A lot of people play this format called Commander right now, which is pretty popular. And I think when it comes to Azuki, I've heard that like there's Magic players that actually quite enjoy the game. So there's a new YouTube channel, which is cool because there's like a bunch of content creators now that are making channels specifically for Azuki TCG, and they're like not from Web3 at all. They just enjoy the game. This guy, his channel is called the Red Bean Professor. And if you look it up, he's made a
Nice.
handful of videos, and he comes from Magic, and he made a video talking about why this game is so appealing to him, um, as someone that has a background of playing Magic. And so I think like for everyone, they look for different things in different games, and so Magic is for a lot of people, it's not for everyone. Pokemon is for a lot of people, it's not for everyone. Same with Azuki. So, but I just encourage everyone to try all these games and see which ones you like. I think the gameplay is also just like one aspect of a TCG. Um, Obviously, it's a trading card game, and so the gameplay is very important. But beyond just the gameplay, a lot of it is community, which is what I've learned, right? It's like
Yeah.
the people that enjoy not just the game, but also the IP, also the events. What kind
Mhm.
of people does this brand attract? And when people go to tournaments, not everyone gets to make it to the top eight and stay for the whole thing. Most people get knocked out quite early, and so what do? They go grab lunch, grab dinner with their friends. And so I think if we can make a game that has good gameplay, oh, there's a hit right there. Let's go.
Yeah.
Ucha. So if you can make a game that has compelling gameplay plus a good community, which, being from this space, we already have, right? We have almost 5 years worth of people that have, been through it all. It's very international and global by nature. I think that makes for a very comprehensive and just fun game and community to be a part of. So I think we're hitting on both, which is great.
Yeah, that's really cool. No, Ira, go ahead.
No, I just want to ask that, still back to my question, because I see that you are not so excited like we all to unpack all this stuff, to watch what rare cards we will get and everything, because you're probably like excited about something else. Maybe it's manga, maybe it's something else. So what next steps? Where is your excitement right now? Like,
It's it sounds boring, but what is making me most excited right now is the fact that we are building on something foundational and sustainable. I feel like I'm such a boring dude when I give this answer, but it's an honest one. And if you look back at all the big things we've done over the past 4 years, it's always been like a big moment. And then whether it's like a new mint or like an event, right? It's a big moment and then it tapers off because
yeah.
there's not like a sustainable business model behind what we were doing, right? But now with the TCG, with every event that happens, with every tournament that happens, we get more players, and then more players. There's word of mouth. They tell their friends about it, and more people play. Collectors come in, they tell their friends about it, and they come into the game. And so, very organically, you
It's the right
see the
gun.
community grow. And I think that part is the most exciting for me because that's how you can really scale sustainably. And I think the community can have sustained vibes all throughout because it's not just like boom, everyone's so happy, and then oh shit, now there's like nothing for a while because you know it
Because
was
it's
just a
weekly.
one-time thing.
There's
You know.
weekly locals now, so
I got a good one. Look at that.
Ooh,
uh,
okay, there you go.
Nice one.
undervalued card.
Hi,
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
no,
got a
I,
competitive player in the house. What's up, Zoo?
Yeah. What's up? That's a cat. I won yesterday's local online.
At Sully's or Genki?
Online Genki, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. This is my 7th win, I think, since the launch, I think. So it's pretty good. Good game. We're gonna help someone pick an elemental tomorrow from the TCG side, so that's fun.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
He didn't come from Web3.
No. He was
Yeah,
he's Tyler's friend. Yeah.
have
I was
him
in the
open.
Discord,
Yeah,
and
he's
How
on
how
I saw people
open
talking
up?
about like the
Sansa, show us more.
PFPs.
Hmm?
What's
What?
going on? There's a lot of things going on.
Everybody was trying to talk.
No, I was trying to ask Sansa to show us more. Half a pack
I
already?
just got this. I just got this one.
It's just an
Oh,
SR,
that's
dude.
nice.
Yeah. No, I don't want to. I'm not gonna do this. Look at all this. My fingers are
I
too fat.
love it.
My
I
fingers are
love
too
it.
fat for that, Ira. I got to save my energy here. But yeah, no. Look, don't worry. We got like, I'm not gonna go through all of them in this stream, but I got another case or so that I'm gonna open. But yeah, I just wanted to say, Z, I don't think that's a boring answer at all. Ooh, good card. I don't think that's a boring answer at all. I think it's natural to want to be in a more, relatively stable position rather than, oh, how's all the crypto bros feeling today? Are we gonna have a good day or a bad day? No one wants that. I mean, like even even the TCG crowd, it has an annoying day when they affiliate Azuki with an NFT collection, and in one way, it's like shooting yourself in the foot, but in the other way, it's a double edged sword because would we be where we are now without that at the end of the day? And it's a tough question to think about. It's a tough question to ponder, but I think it's a more positive light in which you guys are heading, minus the people that are so quick to dismiss everything that's happening because of an NFT collection. And the same goes for the other side of it, the NFT dismissing the TCG crowd, which is something that is like 5 people against 100,000 or whatever, But yeah, I don't think it's a boring answer at all. I think people just don't think enough about the ramifications of either side. And so I think,
Yeah.
it's been cool to see the positive reinforcement, especially out of Anime Expo.
Yeah,
No,
no, for sure.
really.
I think,
Sorry. Let's go.
yeah, I think like the NFT crowd and the TCG crowd are a lot more similar than both would like to admit. I
Yes.
think it's
Yep.
easier for the NFT crowd to sort of admit, that they like TCGs or like a lot of parts about TCGs. You see a lot of the space kind of headed towards that direction. But really, it's we love collecting, we love sick art, we
I
love
love
the community
JPEGs.
aspect of it, right? And like people like tracking the price of things, and so there's so many similarities. Um,
I,
so yeah, I think like the all the commotion, it helps bring more attention to Azuki as well. And when the product is good and speaks for itself, I really think the extra attention is helping, because
Yeah.
the curiosity of people on the sidelines are like, oh, why is everyone talking about this? Let me just give it a shot. Wait, the art is actually sick. I'm seeing people play it at my locals. Let me just check it out. Oh, they're saying the game is actually fun. Let me check out the Discord. Like, hey, is there any NFTs with this game? No. Like, oh, okay. Then let me just give it a shot. And then we're seeing people start playing the game and start collecting. And I think over time, no one's gonna really care that like, oh, it started as a PFP collection. So what? The art is sick, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So I think it's all good.
You know what I think about like all this that our community is so brilliant, because like whoever you talk with, even for the first time, you started to like be friends and exchange some things, sending each other gifts. And this is such a rare feeling. And I feel like TCG community like should be pretty the same in this case. We like collecting, we like exchanging, we like just sharing what makes us happy and make other people happy. And that's why we're addicted to storytelling and everything. And this is so dope. And I even for myself, like maybe I'm applying on Bobo Grant, and I wanted to go to Web2 audience more right now, because I feel it's so like, imagine how many people like love anime, like TCG, like collecting. And like when they will find out our Azuki community, it's like a finding brilliant, a grail, because you will find everything that you wanted all your life here: true friends, collectors, just people who you can hang out and talk about everything, laugh or like cry sometimes. And this is so cool. And like from the previous live stream, I remember words of Achilles. He said, now he's bullish. Look at his page right now. It's all in Azuki. And he said like uh, when manga will released, and if it's success, then Azuki can be like 1,000 times bigger than it is right now. And this words right now in my head, and I'm like, oh my god, definitely need to grab OG for myself. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of exciting components right now, and I've tried to lay out how it all connects, um, so that people can follow the vision and see what we're doing. It takes a long time to see this come together, and now that the TCG is launched, like you're seeing more people start to believe, which is great. but without really proving and having the product out in the real world, it's hard for a lot of people to kind of visualize, right? And I think it's natural that many people are skeptical. Now that the TCG is out there, it's a slow build to get more players, to expand internationally, right? So we're going to continue doing that. With the manga, there's also no guarantee that it's going to be a massive success. And I always remind people this. I'm not saying this is going to be the next One Piece or whatever, right? Like we can have goals and we can strive to kind of be there. And this is very unique to Web3, where the founder has to say all these bullish things to get people excited, because we started out as a NFT collection and people care about the floor price and all that, right? And it was the hyper financialization of something that was so early. I think that was actually very detrimental to a lot of projects in the space. But now I think people are taking a more pragmatic approach to what's going on here. So I'm communicating what this looks like. If we succeed, I think this can be absolutely massive, but there's no guarantee, because with a story, even if you have a brilliant storyteller and artist and character designer in Steamboy, when I talk with him, I tell him there's no pressure for you to make something that's iconic or whatever. Just tell your story. Just have fun with it. Do what you do best. Even if this fails, I will have no regret. The team will have no regret, because we would have tried our best like we do every single day. I just want him to be true to himself as a storyteller, draw the manga, have fun. And I think, it just happens to be that usually when you're having fun, doing what you love, and you're talented in it, that's the best product. That's the best art that you'll end up doing. But I'm not going to sit here and promise everyone that the manga is going to be the next greatest manga, whatever. No. So if you enjoy it, which hopefully you will, then great. And I think it synergizes really well with the TCG, obviously, right? So I think we're on a really great track, and we have the right people, we have the right community. But I feel like I've become a lot more of a realist in the past 4 years. Because I think the other day my team was like, hey, usually, you're coming in and you're like, yo, we're going to, absolutely nail it. We're going to blah, blah, blah. But like, how come we're not really sensing that from you, like these days? And I'm like, I think I'm just a lot more realistic with things now, which is good, right? Like I still have a very grand vision for what this can be. But I think the team is also very excited, knowing that this is all becoming more real. I think people are getting a little tired, just like the rest of the community and the rest of the space, of projects promising some crazy shit that is not going to happen. And now we're a lot more realistic, and we have tangible goals, and we're kind of working step by step. And with Anime Expo, with locals, with the TCG, people are seeing results that are happening in real time right now. Real people opening up packs, being happy, by showing off their cards. Wait, that Mirage Frog is sick. Ooh. I haven't opened my binder yet, actually. So
the way they texturize the Mirage Frog, he looks like a Mirage. So it's pretty smart. That was pretty smart of them.
Oh yeah, we did that. We did that.
Yeah, you did that. That was good. That was great.
This is the third, I think the second or third one that I pulled out of a fucking 900 packs that I feel like I've opened so far. So
it's a Paris Fashion Week. Congrats.
Yes.
You got it. Look, Z, can I ask you, I don't know if it's an appropriate question or not, but while you're talking right now about manga and your new approach and everything, I don't know, I have this feeling that for you, it's also the way how you can delegate finally Steam Boy role to something wider, because we know right now we depend from Steamboy from the art side, right? And of course we appreciate him in the community for everything we have right now, because it's his child, his art, and I feel this is very the business approach as well, that now when it will live as a story, not only as an art, but also as a story, it will be easier to delegate what Steamboy doing to other authors. And that's how you won't be depend so much from him. I don't know if it's I get it right or not.
What do you mean by delegating to other authors?
Hey,
I mean, like, we won't depend. Like, he will create the first manga, right, and probably the next ones. But still, the story will live in other people's minds, right? They will be able to create their stories from that, like it happens with all great stories. Like,
Oh, I see.
and
Yeah. So are you talking about like fan fiction, like when Harry Potter, people read the books and then they write their own kind of like spin-off fan fiction and stuff like
I
that?
will write some fan fiction for you guys.
There you go.
And
Think maybe
um,
maybe Ira's asking about maybe if so if Steam Boy is drawing this now, is it maybe going to be possible for other people to start working with him on the manga in the future? Maybe that's what she was trying to say.
like a co-creation angle. Is
Yeah,
that what?
like if like there would be like delegation as far as the creation of like the
oh, I
official
see.
manga. Maybe.
Yeah, there's no current plans for that. Usually, the way a manga works is that, like, if you look at One Piece, for example, right? It's still Oda, and he is writing the whole story. He has a team of animators and editors that help him edit the story and make sure that it goes from the story from his mind into the published manga and the anime is to his liking and to his vision. But the core story still comes from him. And I truly believe, and we've tried this, right? We've tried to kind of work with, multiple writers into kind of forming the story. Um, I don't believe that that will create the best story. I think the best story comes from one core author and his or her mind to create this world, because that one person has to just obsess over it, right? That doesn't mean that that person can't get feedback from a trusted group of people, which could be people from the community. Like even C.S. Lewis, when he was writing his most popular books, he had a trusted group of other authors that he, sent his story ahead of time to get feedback, and he kind of fine tuned that. So, but in terms of like the core story, I personally, for Azuki at least, we have Steam Boy, and he's very passionate about the story that he wants to tell. I think it makes the most sense for us, at least, to give him that authority and that space to really cook on the story.
too many,
I don't know.
too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah, and that's just for us, right? There's other projects out there that want to do more of a co-creation when it comes to the story
Yeah,
type thing,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that's great. And people like to, do that for their own characters. That's awesome.
So. Yeah, that's what I asked because for the business it's very important how you can scale it, right? And for example, Steamboy preparing manga for a year, right? Like or something like that. I don't know how long he's working on it. But if we will have like the opportunity to co-create with different authors, then you can make more products, right? Or it's like some another system, or you will be focusing more on selling the manga episodes. I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to think out loud.
Yeah, so when it comes to like how do we productize the manga, usually the way it works is after you have enough chapters, it's about like, 8 to 10, 12
Mhm,
chapters or so. It becomes a volume, and
mhm.
we can publish that volume and sell it as a physical book.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and then once you have, volume two, three, four, five, six, it kind of, that's how you serialize the whole thing, and you sell the physical prints. I think there's some cool things we can do with digital
Mhm,
stuff kind of in between each volume, because each volume will take a while. So we're still kind of figuring out like what can we do to engage with the fans that will be reading these chapters for free
mhm.
on a monthly basis. Every month is going to be a new chapter, and you can read it on Azuki.com. But maybe there's ways that it can integrate with something digitally. So we're still trying to figure that out.
Hmm.
But we've heard from a lot of people that they want to buy physical prints.
Yes, I
I don't
want to
know.
buy Tom first. Yes, take
Right,
my money.
first edition prints, right? I think when it comes to each
Yeah.
volume, it makes sense. With each chapter, I think it's kind of weird. No other manga has really done that. But maybe there's like cover art for each chapter or something there, because I know people want to just collect physical prints. I think it's
Yes,
cool.
please do this manga physical. I'm begging you. I really want
I'm
to.
kind of I'm kind of tired of the physical a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I think there's a beauty to, despite all the TCG folk hating NFTs, at the very least, blockchain NFTs as an infrastructure model makes a lot of sense. Look at Collect the Crypt. Obviously, full disclosure, I do work with them on a daily basis. I stream with them twice a week, blah, 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 blah. But I think it just makes a lot of sense because, for example, I have a shit ton of cards in my office right now, right? And I would just love to have room in my office and have it somewhere in a trusted vault somewhere, somehow, right? Granted, that's not going to happen with bulk cars, right? I'm not going to not gonna bolt this random rippling recall here, right? Although maybe too many people are just gonna throw it out and it will become valuable. But I think there's something to be said that you know not I don't want to say trying to lead the charge, but I do think there may be something valuable in sort of framing how well the infrastructure works even to normies, right? Hey, you can get this manga. We do have physical prints, limited, but you can also buy it here and redeem it whenever you want, and vice versa, right? Obviously, much more intricate than the way I'm explaining it, but I think that there's something to be said and had there for a TCG like Azuki, right? You don't have any other TCGs doing this. You don't,
Yeah.
and I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about a little bit out loud, but it's not as easy as it's coming off either, right? There's a lot of logistics, there's a lot of cost, overhead, and vice versa. So I don't know. It's just something I like to talk about out and put out there.
Yeah, I think it's we're seeing that happen in the TCG space right now with these RWA platforms
Right.
like Collector Cribs, right, Fidgetals, et cetera. And most of their users now are actually like from Web two,
Right.
for at least one of those RWA platforms. At least I was talking to one of the founders, and the reason why they're okay with it is because one, most of them aren't even aware that these are
Right.
actually NFTs,
Right.
right? Like as long as they can get what they want out of this service, then they're happy with it. Um, and I think TCGs inherently being financialized, right? There's collectors that track the price. It already happens on eBay. That helps a lot with people kind of making that mental hurdle of like, oh, I'm dealing with NFTs, but
Right.
you know what? It's fine, whatever. With manga, though, we have to be careful because manga and anime fans, they still hate crypto with a passion.
Right.
And they just really don't like financialization in general. So
Yeah.
when they like, if they hear that, like I saw so much backlash against Logan Paul buying the first edition or first One Piece Shonen Jump, first volume of One Piece. People are just like, dude, this guy doesn't even read One Piece, and he's driving up the manga markets. Like, we just
Right.
like to read the physical mangas, and like now we can't even like buy the ones that we love for a fair price because all these collectors are driving up
Right.
the market. So if we were to come out with a new manga and be like, before we have enough fans, we're like, oh, by the way, you could buy the first chapter as an NFT. And I think a lot of them would just be so turned off by that they
Right.
wouldn't even give the chapter a shot. So if we don't do something that involves tokenization, just believe me when I say that we're constantly thinking about it. But for us to really break through, it would suck to have people not even give Azuki a chance because of the crypto affiliation. And with the TCG, right, there's a lot of people that were asking us to do more stuff with like, tokenizing it or do a special drop for NFT holders first. And we tried to do as much as we could, but we didn't want to jeopardize our chances of really launching this to the target audience
Yeah.
being non-Web3 people. So I think we played that balance pretty well, but it's a continuous challenge. And with the manga as well, it's going to be a challenge as well. So just keep that in mind when you guys are wondering, how come you didn't, do this, Web3 way or whatever. But I am constantly thinking about it, right? So because those are things that
Yeah.
excite me.
Yeah, I
Look,
think.
wait a
Go
second.
ahead,
I just wanted to show. I have watchers. I adore comic books. I just a huge fan. But also I have like I'm not a fan of a Spider-Man, but I have this edition with the punk, you know? And it would be so dope to collect some, you know, like special editions, like even thin ones. So please release manga as a physical. That's what I wanted to say.
Got you.
I really want.
Yeah, I by the way, I pulled this a while ago. I just didn't want to interrupt the flow. But this is one of my favorite cards.
That's one of my favorite cards too.
This camera needs to stop zooming in so hard. But yeah, this is one of my favorites. You know, like this is the art on it is so clean.
That's the most epic side boob that you would ever get. I love that card.
My mind wasn't going there, but now it is. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
You are welcome.
She's so ass in the game.
What?
What?
She's so ass in the game.
Hey man, listen. I'm not at the phase yet where I'm ready to try to start playing, but I will say this.
Don't play, man.
I saw an analogy saying you want another competitor. Yeah, that's part of the spec. I haven't opened the special collection box yet. It's not that I'm trying not to. It's just I just I want to. I have so many cards around. I want to be able to. But Zoo, since you play, did you play Yu-Gi-Oh back in early 2000? No, okay, never mind.
Maybe like in a CD-ROM, like the tutorial demo they give out.
No, I
played.
How does it compare? How did the playing experience or mechanics compare from the Azuki TCG compared to that? Because I know that game. I played it
for. Yu-Gi-Oh's changed a lot, man.
People keep telling me TCG. People keep telling me Yu-Gi-Oh players are cheaters. Is that right?
Yu-Gi-Oh players what?
Are cheaters?
Well, let me just rephrase my question here a little bit. Before they did all the ridiculous stuff they did over the last decade, sure. I'm talking about how the game was at that point in time. How does that compare to the Azuki TCG now? Is it because you play a card, you have a trap set, card face down, vice versa? Would you say there are similarities in the mechanics between the games, or they couldn't be any more different? Since you said
I think there's definitely similarities.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's closer to One Piece and Gundam.
Yeah, because you have the leader. But I mean, all card games are similar enough, Okay. But from what I remember playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And then now Azuki, there's definitely some.
Okay.
Because like the whole point is to kind of reduce your opponent's health or leader's health to 0.
Okay.
And then you just figure out what to do in order to do that.
All right. Noted.
And to me, it's all Hearthstone because that's the only game that I've played.
There's some translation from Hearthstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask since we were kind of talking about how things are perceived by Web2 people. How was Anime Expo? Like how was it for you? And how was it for you seeing like all the people coming there and like seeing people playing the game, seeing people's reactions to the manga? First of all, like how did that feel? And then also like what was your how did I don't know how to ask this, but what did you expect from the event, and how was it different than what it actually happened, and like how was the experience actually different?
Yeah, man, it was a big moment for us, I think. And we've had previous events that felt like really big moments in their own unique ways. Like I remember when we had the New York event. Were you guys at that one? No, right? I know Zoo was.
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
I'm not everywhere.
So before we opened up, so we did a huge build out of like the alley, right? We had like just everything was just, it was kind of like Disneyland. It was like everything was kind of built out, like you were living in Azuki. For those that missed out, man, dude, watch the videos or something. But I remember before we opened it up to the crowd, I got a walkthrough for the first time, and I stepped into like the alley for the first time and just like looked up and down, and I started to tear up a little bit because I'm just like, damn, like this world is coming to life. And that was also the first time that I doxed myself, right? So I kind of showed my face to everyone. Um, and so that was a pretty memorable and kind of emotional experience for me. But that event, we had so many signups in the first day that we extended it for one more day. So it was like a 2-day event. But even then, I think it was a total of maybe like 1,200 people or so that got to actually like participate in the event because we just couldn't fit that many people in, right? So we spent all that effort, all that cost to give 1,000 or so, mostly holders and plus ones, an unforgettable experience. But then they would tell their friends about it. But what would they say about Azuki? Like, oh, it's this NFT project. They just threw the most amazing event. And their friends like, okay, cool. Like, when can I go to the next one? It's like, oh, I don't know. Like, okay. But if you want to be a part of this thing, you can spend, I don't know what the floor price was back then. You can spend 30, 40,000, $50,000 if you want to. Who the hell's going to do that, right? So, but then, people loved it so much that people still tell me about that event, about the LA garden party event. But then fast forward to Anime Expo, this was the first time where I saw our booth and it made me emotional again, but for a different reason, because I saw people that had no idea what, crypto was or our NFT origins and all that. They just thought the booth looked awesome. The art looks sick. Like who's this character Xiao? I want to learn more about her. Like, oh, Steam Boy, the character artist for Overwatch, like, oh, I like Genji, or I like Diva, and like, so I want to meet him. I want to get a sketch. Like, oh wow, he's doing a manga now. I want to read it. Oh, the first chapter was sick. Wow, the team members are awesome. Like the game is cool. I want to keep coming back, and people kept coming back to play the game. And now they get to tell their friends about it and say like, look, if you like this, follow them. They have a manga coming out. It's free. You don't have to pay anything to be a part of Azuki. If you want to buy a pack of cards, it's like $5 for a pack. You can rip one and get that enjoyment and excitement. You can go view the gallery and see which cards you like. It's free. And so seeing that like was really great because it just made me realize that like I wasn't just a crazy person thinking that there's so much potential in this IP and in this game and in this manga. It's all starting to come together. And I know the team felt similarly as well. And so I think it was a big moment because like, yeah, it was our first sort of breakthrough moment where we really got some awesome feedback from people outside of our little bubble.
And that's like, to me, that's always kind of like super exciting. And that's why I was like, so, I was getting, personally, I was getting really like, I don't know. I was getting so excited by seeing all the people going to the booth and like playing the game and being excited about the manga. And I've been loving the little videos that Digital has been posting, like interviewing people who played the game. Because finally, like for me personally, there's like something that I believe in and I've been part of for so long, and it started in Web3 and now it's becoming like an actual reality. And you guys made it happen. And like you said earlier, the product speaks for itself. And even though maybe there's like some people who aren't, as you said, it's not always for everyone. It has its target audience, and it's going to have people that are not going to like it. But I feel like it was kind of like it was a validation that you guys are doing good, and like you've built something that people are actually going to be interested in, and are going to enjoy, and they're like waiting for the manga. And I know that you were saying like, and I like how you've stayed grounded now, and you like have a very realistic view of what the future could be like, because as you said, I think that a lot of us have gotten tired of like over promising and then nothing happening, because people have like, I have a personal hate for like people who are like just so bullish and like over the top for what they're doing, because it's like usually it doesn't ever happen. So the fact that you are now like so grounded and like very realistic is like, I don't know, I appreciate it a lot. and then you can leave all the excitement for us and we can be so basically it's like you can be very level-headed and grounded, and then like I feel like the community can be like so bullish because we're like seeing the product and we're playing the game, we're excited about the manga. I don't know, that's how I've been like really feeling about it, and it was just so cool seeing you guys at Anime Expo. And I just wanted to hear like how did it feel for you? Like what was it? Cuz it's been a long time. Like you guys have been working on this for so long, and so just
Yeah.
seeing people, it was I don't know. I just wanted to see how it was for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've I've
um
I've come to appreciate conserving your own energy, especially when it comes to a space like this. I think, especially as someone who I mean, I'm no founder of a TCG or a project of any sort. I'm just a father of two kids, three, and soon to be three.
Too many
But
kids.
I,
Time to become a founder and scam
yeah,
everyone.
Too many
I'm
kids, man.
I'm a founder. I'm a founder of an almost soccer team, basically. But no, I, I've come to appreciate simply not lending your energy to other people, right? Because that's essentially what this is at the end of the day. And you have a crowd of people who don't have the energy for themselves, so they ask one person, in this case Z, to give himself more energy without receiving anything else, and just be more of a giver than a taker. And there's a balance that needs to be withheld and reinforced, especially when it comes to something like this, right? It takes a team, and more than that, it takes a community. And you can't expect anyone to do anything without the community actively participating in some way, shape, and form. Whether that's through playing, whether that's through collecting, whether that's through simply talking on streams around tables like these. I think those are the little things that count, and they're the little things that add up at the end of the day. Um, but I will buy it if I don't get a portrait rare out of this stream today. Okay.
Yeah, why are you losing so hard? Like you are not even showing.
I am very stoic when it comes to this kind of thing, Ira. You know, everyone thinks me screaming all the time equals me being, super excited every time I open cards, but it couldn't be more opposite. I conserve my
Yeah, we
energy.
don't like it.
Yeah, yeah. I also should have gotten a haircut before the stream, but it's
That's
all good.
actually super wise words. I didn't expect this from you, Sansa.
Hey,
Good work.
you pick up a couple things when you're 36.
can I ask another question? So, okay, so I wanted to ask Z about how, and cuz it's like I don't know, maybe like other people that are like in the Discord of the TCG Discord know this, but like I don't know. So, how does printing more cards work? And so since Gates Awakened came out, and I think it's I don't and I'm not really sure, is it all sold out in all the stores that got it? And then also if it's sold out, is there going to be like a reprint? And also when it comes to like future restock and like releases, does it, because I don't know how these things work. It's like, does
Mhm.
when the new set comes out, is that the time when you get more boxes, more booster boxes? Because it's like I need some cards and I'm in Europe.
Yeah, it's a I would say it's kind of like an art and a science, because there's usually TCGs, they don't publish exactly how much they print, and they don't give too much of a heads up when they do a reprint either. But reprints do happen. So even recently, you'll see like Pokemon, they'll do a reprint of like an older set. But I think, like for Azuki at least, I mean, we come from a space where we understand supply and demand. We understand collector psychology. We really want to give the players access to supply first and foremost. That's the most important thing. You see players complain all the time about how, like, it's kind of happening to Riftbound now a little bit, and like One Piece as well. the demand is so high that collectors and scalpers, they just eat up all of the drops, and then players don't have any access to cards. And without cards, you can't complete your deck, and you don't have a good playing experience. So, for us, when we work with our distributors, we'll have enough supply for them to fulfill orders at shops that have players that want to buy the sets, and then we'll kind of replenish that inventory over time. But there isn't like an official hey, we're about to reprint, this is how much we're printing, etc. And collectors, they kind of will have a feel for like, okay, how does this game usually handle supply? Do they tend to overprint or underprint, or and they kind of figure that out. It's kind of like a fun thing for collectors to do. So I think we're what I can say is that, number one, we our focus is on making sure players have enough access to the sets so they can get into the game at MSRP. And then two, we want to honor kind of collectors and make sure that we're not just a game that's just like overprinting, right? I don't think that makes any sense.
No, it has a lot of sense. And also, I played with digital once, and I felt so pity for my cards that I need like, million of sets to just play them and not feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I always think it's an interesting case study a little bit, because there is a subjectiveness to it all, right? You take a look at let's use Pokemon as an example. The Van Gogh Pikachu, right? Everyone knows it. It's pretty popular. It's a PSA 10 goes for like, I think, $3,000, give or take a few hundred. But and the population, the PSA pop of it is actually really, really high. Like there's a lot of Van Gogh Pikachus that are 10s out there, and common sense dictates that would devalue the card, but the value just keeps going up. And I'm speaking on this from purely a collector side of you, not so much the players, right? This is this, in my opinion, doesn't really impact the players as much as it does the collectors. But I think as long and what it says is that if enough people like the card, it doesn't matter how much supply there is of it from a collector standpoint. People like it, they're going to buy it. Period. That's it. People like it, they're going to go get it graded. Period. Whatever. Right.
But they're more expensive than a digital JPEG now.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, man, I don't know what we were thinking that digital pictures mattered anymore. Not sure. No, who's gonna pay $50,000 to try to get in for a 2-day event? Nobody. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just giving Zeus shit. But the point that I was trying to drive there is that it doesn't even become a question of overprinting versus not overprinting when it comes to the collector side. Granted, Pokemon, much different IP, much
billion-dollar industry, right?
Yeah,
Versus
but
Yeah, I think
go ahead, Zee.
the
Sorry.
size is different.
I think it's a good point on the Van Gogh Pikachu, in that if it's a coveted card,
Yeah.
people don't care about the pop as much, as long as it's a card that a lot of people want. The thing about that card, though, is that it's a promo card, and so Pokemon's not going to print it again. I think that's an understanding, right? Versus like, let's say the 151 Zard, it's a card that people want, but they might print it again.
Yeah.
So I think a card that is a promo, people have more confidence that even though the pop is high, we know that like they're not going to keep printing it. So I think that helps.
Fixed NFT supply.
Shut the fuck up.
Expo was nice though. It's nice to see Azuki going mainstream, but also at the same time, people are scalping us on eBay now.
Yeah, it's cool to type in Azuki TCG on eBay, and I can immediately see who listed something new that day, or a winner card that's going up, or a participant card that's going up, and vice versa. It's been cool to see. I don't know. Maybe I'll just go on a crazy streak of picking up winner cards so nobody else can get them anyway. So I don't know.
You want to buy 7 of my winner cards?
No, I don't want to touch yours. I don't know what you've been doing to them. No, I'm just kidding.
The other thing about Anime Expo that made me really proud was like if you look at all the booths around the
Mm,
expo, they were all like massive IPs that and then the booths were licensing them, and whether it's like from Shueisha or Kodansha whatever, and then they're putting on these booths. But there were like I didn't see any like original IPs
Right.
or indie IPs that put on a booth, kind of
Kaiju number 8, I guess.
we did.
What do you mean?
Kaiju number 8 is Toho.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, just like fully independently owned IP that isn't working with one of the huge like media conglomerates or IP powerhouses from Japan. And so for us to be kind of sitting next to them, I was like, hey, I'm very proud of this community and this team for how far we've come.
You guys,
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
you guys had a really good booth spot, and it's like 2 stops from like Bandai, and then I saw Daft like 2 booths away too. They had the Oshi thing over there. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, Z, do you think that
can I guys pass mic to Luna because he's sitting here for like eternity and still has no time to talk. Luna, hi.
huh?
You mean
Oh,
Yeah.
He's
my
yeah?
bad.
Sansa's got a button. Fuck you, Sansa. I'm just kidding.
Whatever, man. I don't know why we're
I'm
giving no PFP here any time here.
because when I'm ugly and two, my
Uh-huh.
home
That's
office
why.
has the
All right,
worst glare
yeah,
ever.
go on
Yeah,
with
All
it, man.
Azuki are
I
beautiful.
was just gonna I was just gonna say that Anime Expo was awesome, and the build up on what both Zagabond and everyone else has been saying about it. Yeah, the booth itself was awesome. Just to see like people I've noticed before from like the one event I've made it to before, people I've never seen before. The artist line that Steamboy did, and a lot of people didn't even know what an Azuki was absolutely awesome. And being like, let's see, diagonal across from the Dan booth, giant. Let's see, uh, Ultra Pro was close by. Bandai was like literally right there. You guys absolutely killed it with like the booth setup and the booth location in West Hall. Like that was an awesome experience, and like I was excited to see it because also like seeing Web3 brands, like native Web3 brands, show up in a Web2 space and kill it. Like now I'm kind of batting a thousand, especially like with what Board Ape Yacht Club did for at ComplexCon. So like just strength building upon strength, and like it's just kind of hard to not be excited um going into the future. It makes me want to go rip my other case like right now, but can't get content out of that, especially if Sansa's going to start ripping. But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I went.
Yeah, thanks.
It
Appreciate
was
that.
cool.
Uh,
Yeah.
but real Z, do you think being independent, as you were mentioning about Anime Expo, do you believe that gives you guys more of an advantage, especially when you have someone like Steamboy on your side? Someone who's got the very big credit of being the artist of Overwatch and vice versa. So, do you think there's a certain advantage that you have that others do not?
Yeah, there's definitely some advantages and there's some disadvantages as well. I mean, the
Right.
advantage is that we have complete, um, flexibility to integrate parts of the TCG with the manga to make the
Right.
decisions that we feel like is best for the IP without sitting through layers of approval. Um, the disadvantage is that we're definitely the underdogs here. Like we don't have the distribution that some of these other
Yeah.
guys have. We don't have a publisher for the manga, right? We have to sort of prove our audience first.
Right.
And for the TCG, we don't work with a Bandai or a Bushi Road that has all this built-in distribution and audience, like when they come out with a new game, they just cross promote, and everyone knows that Pal World is a Bushiroad game and it's coming out later this year.
Right.
So we have to just really prove ourselves by very organic word of mouth, grassroots, like we have been doing. And we're no strangers to being the underdogs. I feel like we've always had to
Right.
kind of fight back and kind of crawl our way out from, like all this negativity. And so I think, yeah, like I think this is just the Azuki way of doing things. And I do think we're built for it.
Let me tell you, there was a group of TCG players at the booth, and they cracked open a portrait on the what they call it, live cam. I saw them like a week later on the local stream playing at locals at HQ. So it's nice to see conversion like real time. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a great news.
Yeah, we have the Azuki TCG app, which is great because we have all that insight into how many new players are signing up, and just the growth has just been phenomenal. Seeing
Yeah.
all these signups and all these new stores, integrate and sign up as official tournament stores. So, yeah, it's great.
Z,
That's awesome.
hear me out. Look, on TCG, you collaborated with community artists, right? With Yuka, with UQ, like they all did amazing. Why not collaborate with the writers on the manga? Because you need just to put your stamp here, like Azuki and Steamboy approving this story, and community writers can make their stories. For example, I would buy some story about like any of community members, right? We all want to be in official TCG and official manga, but this kind of stuff would be cool as well if you would open some, like opportunity to writers participate as well.
Yeah, I think that could be cool one day. I think right now, just to give you like a sense of how much work goes into drawing and writing the original manga, like Steamboy and he has two other artists working with him are just heads down all day, just writing the core story, And so I don't think we're anywhere near proving out the story yet. And it'll probably be another year before we even have a good sense of like, is this story actually good? Right.
Yeah,
So
for you?
for us to, yeah, of course, because like you can't know if the story is good in just one chapter. Like if you read one chapter of any book, you can be like, I think it's pretty good so far, but without finishing like, a good chunk of it, you just don't know if it's going to be a hit or not. Right. So the main focus has to be in Steamboy and the team focus on doing the core Azuki story. If we branch out too early and say, hey, let's work with other authors, and then now Steamboy has to think about like, okay, let me review and edit this story, but he's not an editor. He's he's a writer himself, right?
Yeah.
And that's why there's manga editors, and then there's legendary mangaka like Oda-san, right? You like, of course, Oda-san can be a good editor probably, but you want him focused on doing what he does best, which is keep making One Piece, because that shit is sick, right? So with Steamboy, keep making Azuki, because Azuki could be sick, because we're not even at the point yet where I can say like the Azuki manga is sick, because we just don't even have even a chapter out yet, right? So I think that's one thing I would urge the community to think about, is that it's still very, 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 very early, right? I know we all love Azuki, but for the rest of the world to love Azuki, they have to like read the manga and actually fall in love with it. And that takes a lot of work.
I think people forget that even though we've known Azuki for a few years, it's only about a few months for everybody else that's just really gotten to technically a year if we're going to go off the alpha assets, but if we're going to be real here, the alpha assets was still very, very close, even when it, you know what I mean? And so I think it's one of these things that people overlook that a little too quickly, because it's like the house being on fire and we're mowing the lawn by asking you to, hey, can you consider the other authors? It's like, my house is on fire. I got to go put that shit out so I have someplace to live first. Yeah, and Steve, reminding everybody one more time, what he
Absolutely.
did with
Yeah.
Neon Garden was fucking legendary, and there's nothing stopping from everybody else doing it on their own accord or finding their own way to that same route. Um, if I'm being honest, I think too many people, not to sound like a dick, but too many people try to they put too much dependency on the Izuki team. I think
Mm.
I think it's the same way I was saying earlier. You're asking for a lot of energy from other people that you should be giving yourself first and creating yourself first before you start asking for anything else, right? It's like, hey Z, can you help me open a special shot cafe? I haven't done any research yet, but I can you just help me? I don't want to do any research. I just want you to help me. That is the equivalent of what everyone else is doing right now. Is like you haven't even started step 1 and you're
Right.
asking you're asking for step 100 from someone else.
Yeah.
On that note, Zoo would like to request hentai for his specific Azukis as well. Um, it's just a brainstorm.
Not
Yeah.
me, not me, not me, big dog.
But
I'm
now,
good.
but yeah, I can appreciate Z. I can definitely appreciate that the team understands. You guys know where you're at, and you guys know where you want to get to, and it comes back to what Snow was saying earlier. You know your vision. You know how to stay grounded, and you're not going to let some cyber bullies try to push you in a certain direction or not, man. So it's
I will bully them back. Don't worry about it.
yeah, yeah. When she puts on that mustache, she gets mean, man. Um, but yeah, I think keep going. I think obviously you don't need words of encouragement from this fucking Italian, but again, you guys are doing great.
I appreciate it.
I love it from a collector standpoint too. I'll probably at some point just to beat Zoo. I'll probably become a player just to let him know that I'm better. But yeah, other than that, man, it's
Good
been
luck,
cool.
buddy. Rank 8, Brick.
I
Come
would
at
win
me, bro.
everyone. I think I would win everyone. This is so easy to play and so enjoyable. So I think it's easy.
It's very translatable.
Yeah.
So that's my
Give
first
me.
CCG, and I'm beating One Piece players. So
Z,
Yeah.
you got any alpha for us, man?
yeah, one
Anything?
binder. We need a binder to come with our nice playmats.
I mean, I'm sure binders are annoying to come up with, but
We're
Uh,
yeah,
like
we're
like
we're
plan
we're trying to
collabs.
drop that before the end of the month. So
Oh
it'll
shit.
be on the Azuki site.
Oh no, I'm talking about like these big binders.
he's talking like
Big binders.
he's talking like an actual binder, like an
Like
Oh,
actual.
like a Vault X binder or
like
something?
Yeah,
Vault
yeah,
X.
yeah,
People
yeah.
are people are like asking for like Riftbound Vault
Bro,
X
just put it
collab,
just put an
gold
Azuki sticker on it
armor.
and call it a day, man. All right, just put an Azuki sticker over the X symbol. You'll be fine. Everyone will be
For
fine.
real.
Just
Yeah,
call
but
it
it's good.
Azuki.
It's good for like TCG players to recognize
Sandra,
Azuki is like collaborating with
so you didn't,
big names in the space TCG space. Yeah.
Sanzi, you didn't pull anything like rare,
I,
and
I didn't. Sorry, I got too into the conversation to pull another box out. I'm sorry. I just I had to step in.
You got a leader in a torrent. That's pretty good to me.
Yeah. I mean, look, I got more
The
cards.
the market doesn't value the torrent enough, but
Yeah.
but
I think it's
look,
good.
back to digitals and everything, like what a guy's doing on anime.com, it's pretty close, right? Because right now you can buy so many goods on anime.com. You can check like all merch from different animes, and this is so dope. Like I love to give gifts, and for me it's so cool that I can like research, I can send to this person, to this person. This is so awesome. And I feel like if they will include someday something digital, people will like, oh, okay, this is interesting too. So this is also perspective from every and each side. And yeah, we are bullish on the story and on you guys. I like this new approach, and yeah, we're here to support you guys.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and it's like as my last question, because I know we're like over an hour right now, and I'm sorry, but it's like Z, what from your perspective, what would be the best way for like the community to support you guys now? Like, what can we do to, I don't know, to make things better, or like to promote the TCG, or like, I don't know.
Um, honestly, like right now, I would just enjoy the vibes, like whatever you guys enjoy doing. Like, because I know, like, it's always fun to post your Azukis on the timeline. I feel like I do see more sales happening. There's a new sales bot that
Yeah.
Sales
Maz from the
bot
community
fixes
made.
everything.
I'm
Don't
seeing some
start.
bean sales, like there's been some spirit sales as well. So just
Yeah.
like be welcoming to people that are collecting, whether it's they pulled a portrait rare physical card or someone acquired a spirit digital PFP. It's all Azuki at the end of the day, right? So just be welcoming, and yeah, like beyond that, just have fun with it. There's no specific things that like, the team ever needs you guys to be like doing. The people that are really like passionate about the TCG, for example, right? They're like, it just naturally happens where they're like, hey, pinging us like, hey, how can we help? Maybe there's ways that we could have them talk to a few shops in their area and stuff like that. But all this is happening very organically, so I never want anyone to feel like they have to do anything, because it's
Thank
so
you
easy to
for
burn
that.
out in this space. I'm not going to tell you guys to do X, Y, and Z. Just have fun with it, right? So it's all good. But like what Sansa was saying, right? Like, I think it would be really helpful to think about like what you're asking from the team when you're asking for something, because
Hmm.
we're locked in on making Azuki the most successful thing that it can be, which will help everyone in the community. I think that's the best use of our time and our energy. But yeah, I mean, vibes are good, so let's keep it going.
Join the Zuki Run Club.
Yeah, join the Zuki Run Club. This is the best.
Um, Zoo is this is the happiest I've ever seen this man, and all he's done is running. So, do that, do that. You could do more. I'm in there
Buy two
myself,
bean
but I don't
product.
I don't necessarily run. But hey, just being around those people will make you feel better. I promise.
Absolutely, yes. Azuki Run Club is one of the best clubs, even if I participated only once, but it's changed my mind. Like for real, when you're running, something in you change, and this was super dope. Okay, thank you so much. It was really cool to hear your opinion and yeah, to just listen to you for this hour. And I think like we have so many stuff in community to do, and this is just great to have each other, and best we can do is to
For
support each
sure.
other because our community is so multi-talented. So the best we can do for Azuki right now is to support each other, continue to be bullish in each other, and yeah, so it was great stream,
Of
guys.
course. And Ira, I want to go back to what you were saying real quick before we end here about, the community writers and how they can integrate. One thing I appreciate is that you're always keeping in the back of your head, how can the community of creatives, work together on this thing? And I think that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Even though the writing part may not be something that we can do right now, I'm always open to other ideas on how, we can integrate the community more in what we're doing. Maybe
Yeah.
it's more on the art, maybe it's, with hosting locals, maybe it's some, so I'm very open to the general idea of it. And I appreciate that you always keep that in your mind. So
I love it so much. And once again, maybe I'm not a big supporter of TCG right now because this is super new for me. I remember half a year ago, I just was unpacking this and I ripped all the packs on one stream because I didn't know what I even hold, in my hands. Right now, I know more about that, but I promise to you, I will be the biggest supporter of manga. I'm waiting for it so much because I love mangas, I love comic books. So I can't wait. Just tell me everything you can sell to me. I will buy everything that I want to do this. So yeah, thank you guys so much. Sansa, sorry that you didn't pull anything.
Hey, there's a first time for everything, and I still got 3 boxes that I'm probably not going to rip by myself again. So there's a chance for another stream. I don't know.
Let's go.
Next
Let's
time.
go. Let's do this. Yeah, guys, everyone can jump on Azuki Roundtable. This is a stream that open for you all the time, for the friends, for the enemies, for everyone, and you can talk about everything that you're building and just so, just just join the vibes that we have here. And in the future, you will see much more from my side as well. Be in touch with the community news because soon we have Bobu voting for the projects, and we have Azuki Run Club there, we have Exla there, we have me there, we have a lot of guys there. So Azuki is supporting you for real. Like I never seen project that's supporting you and the builders as much as Azuki. And yeah, love you all, guys. See you
Thank
next
you, Z, for
Monday.
coming.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye bye.